so much has been made over the last several weeks about Vin Scully retiring at the age of 88. I know Marty Glickman was your guy in New York City while you were cutting your teeth as a broadcaster. Any Vin stories at all, Marv? I know you spent a lot of time on opposite coasts, but also together at NBC. What are your thoughts on Vin and his retirement?
To me, and I grew up listening to Vin. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I worked for the Dodgers when I was in high school. I was actually an office boy for the Dodgers when they were in Brooklyn. And one of the perks of being even an office boy, I'd get 2 tickets to a overhang that was right next to the broadcast booth, and I was able to, after games, and it was Scully and I think Connie Desmond at the time. I'm sure that's a name that very few people will remember, but he was a very good broadcaster, and Red Barber was there. But after the games were over, because I would take my tape recorder and annoy people by doing the game in my overhang seat, which was behind home plate. I'd have my own fictitious radio station, and I'd collect the commercials that they would toss to the floor, usually read by Vin or Red. And that's how I started out doing my broadcasting on my fictitious radio station. And then I was fortunate enough to work at NBC doing the pre- and post-game shows when Vin Scully was doing the NBC, the national broadcast, so I got to know Vin a little bit. And I just found him to be one of the incredible storytellers, the voice. It was like poetry listening to him on the radio, and I go back to his earlier days. I still enjoyed listening to him. In fact, when I'd be in L.A., I made sure, if it was during the baseball season, to get a little dose of Vin Scully. I mean, he will go down as one of the obviously classic all-time greats in the history of sports broadcasting. There's nobody, I don't know if anybody will ever broadcast in the manner that he did. And baseball is a type of game where you can do it. In action sports, it's different. But baseball was perfect for him because he can get stories in, and his call was always on. He didn't talk all the time. He let the crowd tell the story. He did the perfect broadcast.
And how about you, Marv? I know, Vin talked about how it was just time for him, and obviously he did it till 88. As I talked to you while you're sitting in Cleveland, taking a flight to Ohio for another NBA season, how are you enjoying what you're doing?
I still love it. I mean, I just signed a new long-term contract, and I don't think Bob Costas and I talk about this all the time. I don't think either of us are looking that we would be doing, and Al Michaels too. I don't think we'll be in the broadcast booth at 88, which is incredible. But I still feel I have a pretty long ways to go. As long as I feel that I'm at that same level, but that I've have been over the years. But I think I'll know, and I think all of us who do this will know, and I hope it's quite some time, but it won't be 88. That's for sure. I don't think that's a good idea. Life is too good, and there are other things you can be doing at that stage.
So I should take the under on that one, Marv? Is that what you're saying? I'll take the under.
I go on. Yeah, be safe.
In the meantime, I really look forward to your call tomorrow night, as well as the rest of this season and beyond. Thanks for calling in, Marv.
All right, Rich. Thanks. Always a pleasure.
Same
Thank
to
you.
You bet. That's Marv Howard.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.